Recently, we are running into more and more problems with contractors who had state fund compensation insurance. It's a very simple issue, but it gets out of hand real quick. If you had a state fund workers' compensation policy and for any reason whatsoever you decide you don't need it anymore and you stop filing the returns without doing a final audit, they will continue to bill you. They will continue to bill you. They will bill you based on a higher rate, and it will accumulate. And at the end, you will have a large bill. It could be $20,000, $30,000, $50,000 that you'll have to contest. Also, they will hold the RMO responsible for that bill. So for good housekeeping, if you have no more employees, you don't need workers' comp anymore, you want to close the account, ask for a final audit, let them do it. They may ask to come by and do it, they may just ask you for a final return. Either way, close it. Do the audit, close it, so you don't have a problem next time you need workers' comp, next time you are hiring people, and you won't have to deal with that issue. You will not receive your renewal documents, and you will not be able to renew your license, which by the time you catch that may be too late, and your license will be suspended until you fix that. And at that time, you're not allowed to conduct any work. That can be very, very expensive mistake. So it's really important that you keep a current address on file with the license board. Anytime you get a complaint and your address does not match the address on file, it will be added to the complaint and to the citation. Save yourself from the extra citation. Keep it current. If you collect more than the legal deposit on a contract, which is 10% of the total amount up to $1,000 maximum, it's a really easy way to invalidate your contract with a homeowner. And if the homeowner disputes the contract or doesn't want to pay you your last payment or any payment, you will not be able to take that contract to court because it's going to be an invalid contract. You have to stick to the rules. The license board will not be on your side trying to help you when you violated one of the major rules of the license board. Contrary to regular business practices, which any agreement, even a verbal agreement, is considered a valid legal agreement, construction law is different. And construction law is very specific, that a specific contract, specific language must be used between a contractor and a homeowner. A handshake is not enough. A verbal is not enough. An informal contract is not enough. You must have the formal contract that includes all the requirements, the legal requirements specified by the license board. It is easy to find them at the contractor bookstore, and you can customize them with your name. You can add other things. You can also buy change orders over there. They're all legal, and they will withstand any investigation and court hearings. Anything else will not. You will lose any case you have if you don't have a legal format that is required by the license board on your contract. Okay, when a contract is signed, you must give your customer a 3-day notice with the right that they can rescind the contract and cancel it within 3 days. On special cases, when there's an urgency, you can have them sign a waiver for that right. But you cannot do it. You cannot always do it, and you cannot do it unless you have a valid reason. If you simply ignore the 3-day notice, any work you did during those 3 days, the homeowner is not required to pay you. That's the law. So if you want to take that chance, that's up to you, but know what you're risking. If you distribute flyers without your license number, or put an ad on Craigslist, on Yelp, without your contractor license, you are exposing yourself to the risk of a citation. It's really easy to catch. It's a no-brainer for the investigator. And if you run into any problems with a customer, with a homeowner, it will just be added to the complaint. So you'll have the complaint of whatever the customer is complaining about, plus all the violations such as charging too much on the deposit, not having your license number listed here and there. So these are the easiest ways to protect yourself, or at least not expose yourself unnecessary to additional citations, which you cannot argue against. That's a black and white violation. A relationship with your RMO is a business relationship. It is extremely important that you stay in good terms, that you communicate regularly, that you respond to your RMO when he has questions. You have to understand your RMO is exposed to risk in your business. If you don't pay your workers' compensation, if you have issues with the customers, his license is at risk. And therefore it's extremely important that you cooperate with the RMO, you respond to the RMO, and that you include him and allow him sufficient supervision of your operations. If the RMO feels that he's being ignored, or not having access to what he needs to have peace of mind and know that you're working properly and legally, then he will resign. If the RMO resigns based on those reasons, RMO agency will not give you a substitute RMO. There's no reason for you to, if you're not going to be allowing supervision, then we will not be able to replace the RMO for you. Another easy way to get a citation that you cannot dispute is taking on jobs without requesting permits. It's a black and white case. You cannot dispute that. If a permit was required and you didn't apply for it, you're guilty as charged and you'll be cited. And your license might be suspended, might be revoked. It depends on what else went on. So get your permit. Hiring unlicensed subcontractors is a little tricky. They appear to be contractors. They have their own crews, they provide their own labor and materials, and they act like a contractor. You pay them a set price, either by the foot or a set price agreed on. You don't pay for labor, you don't pay for time, and it's very convenient. Many subcontractors, unlicensed subcontractors, are providing a lot of work to many contractors. But you should know that an unlicensed contractor is simply an employee in the eyes of the law. That means that you are required to deduct taxes and pay workers' comp for that contractor and his employees. In the eyes of the law, it's very simple. If you're licensed, you're a contractor. If you're unlicensed, you're an employee. Keep that in mind, otherwise you're exposing yourself to risk, not just with the license board, but also with the IRS and the state. It is a risk not worth taking. The license board does not require you to have liability insurance. However, it is very beneficial to have one because the risks are high. You're dealing with homeowners' homes. These are high ticket prices, and any damage can amount to a high cost. The one big benefit of having liability insurance is that when you get sued, the liability insurance will protect you. They will pay for legal costs to protect you, because they're protecting themselves, since you are insured and they're the ones who are going to have to pay the damage. Then they will either defend you or settle the case. Either way, that alone is worth the entire premium. One exception to the liability insurance is LLC, limited liability corporations. The license board does require LLCs to have liability insurance. Okay, another insurance that is not required by the license board is workers' compensation. The reason it's not required is that you're entitled to exempt yourself, and any other officer in your corporation can be exempt from workers' compensation. That's why it's not required. It is, however, required if you have employees or if you hire subcontractors who are not licensed. You are required to have them covered by workers' compensation. Any work you do under these circumstances is a violation of the license board code. You will be cited, you will be penalized, and you will not be able to collect money for the work done when your license is suspended. So if you're in the middle of a project and for some reason your license gets suspended, you must stop the work completely. Any work you continue is a violation of the code, a violation of the contract, and the homeowner will not have to pay you for that work. So you got a complaint and you ignored it. You did not respond to the license board. They are left with no choice. They will have to cite you. They will not give you the chance to present your case, and eventually your license will be suspended or revoked, and you're losing your rights. You have a right to a hearing, you have a right to mediation or arbitration, and you have a right to defend yourself against any complaint. But any procrastination or ignoring a request from the license board will result in you losing your rights under this case.